get it there.
Jimmy, why do you always take the pen along? They may not even want your autograph.
Yeah? Mr. Jimmy Stewart?
That's right.
Mr. Stewart, we're from the Office of the Collector of Internal Revenue.
Well, gentlemen, come right in. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Mr. Stewart, we wanted to ask you...
Welcome to Old Times Is Not Forgotten, and today we're remembering Jimmy Stewart with some few moments when Jimmy Stewart was very heartwarming, wonderful, and hilarious.
Jimmy, you were the man of my life. Jimmy, you were my whole life, my knight in shining armor. You were my whole reason for being. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, that when we walked together, my bosom swelled with pride.
Show's out at 11:30.
I'll be there at 11:28.
And if I have to push one of them fancy limousines out of the way with my truck, I can do that, too.
They had a fellow at MGM by the name of Don Loomis, who was a weightlifter. And I went up for a part to somebody, and they said, go down to Don Loomis and put on 20 pounds. Well, I haven't put on 20 pounds for 20 years. But I went down to Don Loomis, and he looked, and he said, well, we have to start from scratch here. But I got hooked on this. I got hooked on this weightlifting thing, and he had all the health foods, blackstrap molasses, and I did all this, and I did all the weightlifting, and I found myself for the first time in my life in the morning and doing this, and the muscle came right, and I'm looking, and I couldn't wear my shirts anymore. I had to get new shirts, and I got bigger around here. I had to get another suit. And all this, and I did it for over a year. I didn't get the part that but I got stronger. But finally, one day, when I'd gotten to lift really heavy weights, really heavy, and I'd gotten very good, I finally put it down. I said, I can't do this anymore. I thought, this is a mechanical thing. There's something wrong. I can't do this anymore. And in 3 weeks, I was back to 130 pounds, and I had to get a new shirt and change.
She left it outside. And the hunter said immediately, okay, you left it outside. All right, so we formed a ring around the camp and went through the grass, and sure enough, Judy found it, and all that was left of the leather case was the zipper and a hook on it, and the lens was broken off the camera, and there were teeth mark, and there sort of looked like leather on the side. There were teeth mark on the side. A hyena. And this made sense, because a hyena, lots of times they wander through the camp, and I've heard them brush up against the tent. They've sort of gone in. I really thought I heard one laughing once, but Gloria said, they don't laugh. They don't. Not when they're going through it. No. Anyway, it was sort of too bad, and everybody was sort of quiet around the campfire that night, everything. And I decided to write a poem about it. And it rained the next day, so I had a chance to sort of sit and write mine. You want to hear it?
I would love to hear it, yes.
All right. Now, this I'm a movie camera. I decided to do it from the point of view of
the camera. Good.
I'm a movie camera. Instamatic is my name. I'm Eastman's latest model, Super 8, my claim to fame.
Good.
I was on a shelf in Westwood when an actor purchased me, and took me home to 918 in Hills, the Beverly. I remember well the oohs and ahs when out of my box I was taken. I'm a present to the actors' girls, if I'm not mistaken. And soon I comprehended what my mission was to be. I'm to photograph the animals in Kenya across the sea. They put me in a leather case of rather old design. I wish it was a new one, but this one will be fine. And then one day I found myself beneath a curious chair. We're on our way to Africa and we're flying through the air. A few days in Nairobi, and they put me in a car and we journeyed to the jungle camp, which seemed to me quite far. And then the action started in the jungle all day long. There was lots of picture taking and the light was good and strong. But then there came the highlight in a leopard blind one day, and Kelly took a picture as the leopard stalked its prey. They praised my work at camp that night, and I just burst with pride. But if they liked my work so much, why'd they leave me here outside? A midnight wind came through the case and chilled me to the core, and also there were noises that I hadn't heard before. And suddenly there was a tug upon the leather case, and as wind swept across the campsite, we were dragged across the place. And through the grass, they dragged us a dozen yards or so, and then we stopped quite suddenly and waited, I don't know. And then, and then it came at once with a snarl. White fangs tore off the case and left me lying in the grass, this monster soon to face. And it was indeed a monster, and its yellow eyes did glare with viciousness upon me, almost more than I could bear. And his slobbering jaw clamped down on me. Oh, if I could only shout. And then it picked me up and shook me, and then it spit me out. Judy found me after dawn. There was moisture in the air. I felt sorry as she sadly looked as I was lying there. The actor didn't say much. He just shook his head and frowned as bit by bit they picked their movie camera off the ground. There wasn't really much to say, as you can plainly see. It seems that a hyena tried to make a meal of me. And so I'm all in pieces. My career is ended now. I don't know what the future holds. It matters not somehow. I hope the twins will think of me. I hope the thoughts are good. I'm just a movie camera, and I did the best I could.
A poem by Jimmy Stewart.
Starting to throw peanuts at him.
Well, don't look up and maybe he'll quit.
I know, we can't just sit here. I'm beginning to feel like a trash can. Well, I'm going to call the usher.
Something I wanted to tell you, but I didn't have the nerve.
Well, what is it, dear?
Well, Jack Benny and his girlfriend are going to join us tonight.
What?
I know.
Oh, no.
I couldn't do anything about it. I met Jack on the street, and in the course of the conversation, he asked how you were. And instead of just saying fine and letting it go at that, I just happened to mention that we were going to celebrate our wedding anniversary tonight. And then Jack just started suggesting that he join us. And before I could say no, he grabbed me by the lapels.
Why didn't you just walk away?
I did, and dragged him 2 blocks. just hung on like an abalone.
I don't mind Jack so much, but those girls he always brings with him.
Yeah.
You remember the one he brought to the Conrad Hilton party?
Oh, yeah, she's the one that ate asparagus like a sword swallower, yeah.
Uh-oh. Keep it up, he's gonna come back.
Something from Mr. Stewart. In Cheyenne Autumn, I remember you telling me that the reason you put me in as Wyatt Earp, that the whole picture was kind of serious and it needed an intermission, but you didn't want people to get out and get drinks and go to the bathroom, so you put me in as Wyatt Earp to keep them in their seats, and it actually was an intermission on film. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know, Jimmy. I don't.
Yeah, that deck feels light.
That's a little white, have a little white deck.
Wyatt Earp. Yeah, I know.
Wyatt, over there are 4 Texans. Get to the back.
It is light. There are just 51 cards in that deck.
Every citizen of Dodge stands ready to go out and whip them.
I swear I didn't palm it. Major, where's the card?
Wyatt, if we shoot him, we won't have anyone left to play with.
Gentlemen.
It's a good point. New deck.
I just wondered if the reason you had me playing Wyatt Earp to keep people from going to the bathroom is that?
Well, that's quite a feather in your cap. But any chance I get to work with you or Henry, I would leap at the chance. I mean, that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, well,
I'm very flattered and pleased.
Well, we love you, boss.
You're a hell of an intermissioner. An intermissioner, I'll say that much way.
What Jimmy Stewart's like on screen, the kind of character portrays, but have you ever thought it out, analysed it yourself?
I really haven't analysed it very much. I imagine that sort of an overall look at it would be I'm the plodder. I'm the inarticulate man that tries, that I'm a pretty good example of true human frailty. I don't really have all the answers. I have very few of the answers, but for some reason, somehow, I make it. Yeah. I get through. When I'm at the head of the wagon train, for some reason, we get across the road.
Action!
John? John, does this mean...
Yes, I've made up my mind. I've got to defend him.
If you walk through that door, you're walking out of my life forever.
But don't you understand? He's my brother. I've taken care of him ever since he was a boy. And if he's gone astray somewhere along the line, it's as much my fault as it is his. If I was ever sure of anything, it's this. I'm going.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Jimmy Stewart.